brothers. I hope you're all having a blessed and fantastic day today. Now, I'm sure you saw the title of this video, and as you can see here on the whiteboard, you can ascertain what we're going to talk about today. Now, I'm sure you've heard this before. Oh, perception is reality. What you think is what you become. But, I'm almost positive that it hasn't been fully explained to you why exactly this is the case. Why is it that how we perceive, what we perceive, ends up becoming what we experience, right? So, I've prepared a little story for you guys. It's going to explain exactly why what you think is what you become, right? Cool. So, I want you to imagine in your head for a second. I want you to picture this scenario in your mind, right? So, we've got this man, right? Now, this man, he happens to be just a little bit overweight, right? He's a little on the larger side. And he has a goal. To, lose weight. That's his goal. That's what he's trying to accomplish. So, overweight man, he has a goal. He's trying to drop the pounds. But there is this perception that he has, right? This belief that he has deep inside of his subconscious that, and it goes like, I can't lose weight. That's so he has this goal, right, to lose weight, but in his mind he doesn't believe that he can lose weight. Keep that at the top of your head. It's going to be very important throughout this video. So he has this goal, and he wants to lose some weight, but he doesn't believe that he can. So this man decides to take some actions in order to achieve his goal of losing weight. So he decides he's gonna do some exercise, right? He goes on some jogs. It's a very large leg. Let's make that a bit smaller. So he starts lifting weight. He'll start running. Maybe do some Stairmaster, right? But he'll do that for maybe a few days to a week. But eventually he's like, what am I even doing? This is pointless. I'm never going to lose the weight anyways. So this man decides to stop exercising and he quits, right? Or maybe around the same time, he's like, oh, maybe I should go on a diet, right? I've heard that calories in, calories out. I'll just eat less calories, start eating more salads, eating healthy, you know what I'm saying? And maybe I can drop this weight. So he starts, eating a diet. I'm going to try and draw a salad here. But don't expect much, as I am not Picasso. Alright, so you got the little bowl. It's a very large bowl. On this bowl, you've got some green, you know what I'm saying? You got some green, some salad greens, maybe some tomatoes up in this salad here. Boom. That's quite the delectable salad I've created there. Very delicious, right? Oh, this man, he's eating he doesn't have his other arm. There we go. So this man, he's eating his salad, right? He's like, oh my goodness, this is pretty good. But eventually, he ends up quitting again because in his mind, he thinks, oh, why am I even doing this? There's no point. Serves absolutely no purpose because I can't lose weight. It's impossible for me to lose weight. I'm really just wasting my time here. So, again, our poor man, we'll call him Jeff, right? Jeff here. Jeff quits again, right? He quit exercising, he quit on his diet. He just can't seem to stick to anything in order to achieve his goal of dropping the weight. So, now it's it's a few months down the line, right? Jeff hasn't been able to keep up any of these habits in order to achieve his goal of losing weight. And then one day Jeff decides, you know what, let me step on this scale, right? So Jeff, he steps on this scale. It's a little scale. Right, Jeff is on this scale. Right? And what Jeff finds out is actually quite surprising, right? Jeff tried doing some of these habits. He couldn't really keep up. But Jeff finds out that his weight actually increased. It actually went up. So Jeff actually isn't too surprised about that because Jeff sees that his weight has actually shot up. And he thinks to himself, I knew it. I knew I couldn't lose that weight. I knew I was wasting my time. I knew it wasn't possible for me. And that's why Jeff ended up gaining weight. Now, very interesting story I just told you, but now let's break it down. Let's break it down, right? We're going to explain this story, and once I do, your mind is going to be blown. So Jeff started out with his goal, right? That's actually a little large. Let's make it a bit smaller. Yes, but Jeff started out with a goal. His goal was to lose weight, right? He wanted to drop his pounds. He was overweight. He's like, man, I'm trying to get fit. I'm trying to get a six-pack abs, the muscles. I'm going to get all the girls. Everybody's going to love me, respect me, right? That's what Jeff was thinking. And in order to achieve this goal, right, Jeff had to take some actions. Because you can't get anywhere without taking action. Otherwise, his goal would have simply remained a goal, right? He never would have gotten any closer to it, right? So Jeff took some actions, right? The actions he took, he tried going on a diet. He tried exercising. Now, he didn't keep up those actions, but he did take some action, in the first place, right? Boom, he had a goal, then he took actions. But before he took actions, Jeff had to think, right? He had to think about his goal. He had to think, oh, if I want to get there, I have to do something. That's how he came up with the idea of exercising. That's how he thought of the idea of going on a diet. Jeff was, he had to think before he could act, right? So Jeff had some thoughts. Yes, Jeff was thinking. He was thinking thoughts, which caused him to take actions, which should have progression towards his goal. But before Jeff even had that thought, before he could even think about the actions he could take, Jeff had a perception about himself. Jeff had a belief that affected his thoughts, that affected his actions, that affected his goals. So we'll just write this really small. Right, Jeff had a belief, and Jeff's belief was that he could not, or we're going to say I can't. Now, the thing about beliefs is that seeing as it's at the very beginning of this chain, it is affecting everything that comes after the chain. So Jeff believed that he could not lose the weight. So that affected his thoughts. He's like, oh, I can exercise and maybe I'll drop the weight, or I can go on a diet and maybe I'll drop the weight. But in his subconscious, Jeff was still thinking that he couldn't. He was thinking, oh, if I take these actions, I can get this goal. But in his mind, deep inside, he thought that he couldn't. Now, that thought affected Jeff's actions, because now he's thinking, oh, I'm gonna do some running. We're gonna jog. Oh, I'm gonna eat this salad. Ah, delicious. But in his mind, he's thinking, why am I even here? Like, what's the point of all this? I can't do this. It's not possible. I'm not going to be able to drop the pounds. So Jeff ends up quitting early instead of sticking it out because of that subconscious thought. Right? So he believed he couldn't. He thought he couldn't. He acted in a way that he couldn't. And you want to know what happened? He couldn't. Let's get the red one. We're going to get the red one here. His perception of himself became his reality in the way that his goal turned out. Because he thought he could not. He believed he could not. He thought he could not. He acted as if he could not, and he didn't. And that's why people say that your perception is a reality, because in the chain of beliefs to goals, right? Beliefs are at the beginning. What you think ultimately ends up playing it out in reality. Now, let's imagine the opposite scenario here. I'll keep that there. Boom. Now, let's imagine that Jeff thought, instead of I can't, he thought, oh my goodness, I'm actually him. I can do anything I put my mind to. I can lose this weight. Jeff thought that he could. Now, Jeff thought that he could. Or rather, he believed that he could. So that affected his thoughts. He's like, oh, I'm going to go on a diet. Woo! Yes, eating salads. I'm eating healthy food, steaks, whole foods. Oh my goodness. So delicious. No fast food, no McDonald's, right? He had the thought, oh, he's like, I can also exercise. I'm going to hit the gym 7 days a week, every day, locked in, right? Jeff is thinking, he believed. Then he thought, oh, yes, I'm going to do this. And then Jeff started taking action. He's like, oh, I'm on this diet. Man, this is hard, but I know I can get through it, so I'm going to stay on this diet. Oh, man, this bench press is really tough. These squats are getting real heavy, but I believe in myself. I know that I can do it. I know I can lose this weight. So I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna stick it out. I'm gonna keep suffering, I'm gonna keep struggling, because I know in my subconscious, in the back of my mind, that I can achieve this goal. So his belief affected his thoughts, affected his actions. And you wanna know what happens to Jeff this time? Get this. Jeff actually achieves his goal. In fact, Jeff overshoots his goal. Now he's absolutely shredded, right? Jeff was like 250. He was like 5'8". He was not looking too hot, right? But now Jeff, he's like a solid, 170, 160. He's lean, right? He's shredded. He's walking down the beach. Oh my goodness, look at this guy. Oh, the girls are like, oh, they're just melting as they see him walk by, right? Because Jeff believed in himself. He believed that he could. He thought that he could. He acted in a way that he could, and then he did. Because ultimately, your perception of yourself, your beliefs about yourself always play out into reality. That's just the way the world works, because before you can achieve anything, you have to act. Before you can act, you have to think. And before you think, there is an emotion, there is a belief that is affecting everything, bro. So, ultimately, there are only two types of beliefs that you can have, right? And you saw both of them. You saw both of them. There are only I can, can beliefs, and then there are I can't beliefs. And I can beliefs lead you to achieving your goals, whilst I can't beliefs lead you to being unable to achieve your goals. So with only two options, there's the obvious choice that you want to go with here is that you can. And if you think about it, brother, you can. Because realistically, what is actually stopping you from going out there and achieving your goals? So what, you're afraid of failure? That's a part of the game, right? Success is built off of failing after failing after failing, and then you get that big success, right? Oh, you're scared of what people are going to think of you? Who cares, right? They're not you. They're not going to be able to achieve your goals. Who cares what they think? Their thoughts, their perceptions of you don't matter. All that matters is what you think of yourself. You can have everybody else in the world tell you that you can't do something, but if you believe yourself that you can, guess what? You will. There's really nothing stopping you from achieving your goals other than your own mind. It's all mental. It's all perception. It's all, it's all the lens through which we're seeing the world. How you think affects literally everything, not just your actions, but what you're receiving back, right? If you're thinking thoughts like, oh, I'm trash, I can't do it, when the world is giving you feedback, all feedback is neutral, right? Let's say you're walking by, you see this cute girl, and you think to yourself, oh, everybody hates me, nobody likes me. You ask her out, she's like, oh, sorry, I don't, I'm good. And then you think, oh my goodness, she obviously hated me. I knew it, I'm trash, I suck. That was just a neutral perception, right? It was just a rejection. A rejection is neutral, right? But how you think is going to affect whether it's a positive or negative, right? If you think negatively about yourself, you're going to think, oh my goodness, I'm trash, he hates me, everybody hates me, I'm never talking to a girl again. Now, if you're feeling confident, if you're thinking, oh, I'm him, I can talk to anybody, you talk to that girl, she rejects you, like, oh, okay, you just carry on with your day. It's like, oh, that's just part of the game. Maybe she had a boyfriend, or maybe she just, maybe she just wasn't feeling it, maybe she was in a bad mood, right? Your thoughts aren't just affecting, rather your beliefs aren't just affecting your thoughts and your actions. They're also affecting the feedback you get to the world, from the world rather. It's all positive, negative, right? If you think positively, you will get positive feedback from the world. If you think negatively, you're going to get negative feedback, and it all correlates. It's all connected. It's all like a spider's web, bro. So just simply think you can. Obviously, that's a lot easier said than done. But really, you just have to get introspective. You have to really analyze. Try journaling, bro. Just write everything down. If you really write down all of your thoughts, you're gonna realize how silly a lot of them are, right? Just open your journal. Just start flowing, right? You can even just talk, right? Just talk, right? It's very simple. It's very simple. You just have to think that you can. You have to truly believe that you can, and you can. There's nothing really stopping you. And, well, you will. You will. There's a little arrow. We're gonna try. You will. Yes. And that is the conclusion of today's videos, brothers. Today's video, brothers. Yes. hopefully you all found some value in this. Hopefully you learned something new, and hopefully you've realized how powerful your perception of yourself truly is, because it is the base, it is the foundation of everything you do in life. Now, if you want help figuring out exactly how you can adapt such a mindset and make it impossible for you to not achieve your goals, click the first link in the description, fill out the form, we'll be in contact, and we'll determine if you're a good fit for my Limitless Mindset program. You'll have one-on-one access to me. I'll walk you through exactly how to adapt the mindset in order to make your goals possible, in order to actually take the actions, have the belief, in order to achieve your goals. So yes, click that link, fill out the form, and other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.